Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. If you're here, it means you're not satisfied with just floating along. You're ready to take absolute control of your future. You're ready to stop reacting to life and start shaping it. If you're serious about gaining a massive advantage in your career, finances, and personal journey, then this is the playbook you need. But before we unlock the hidden strategies used by elite minds, do me a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss the tools we're about to hand you for ultimate success. Ready? Let's dive in. Part 1. The strategic shift from reaction to action. The wrong game we're all playing. I want you to imagine this. What if the secret to success wasn't about simply working harder, but about thinking smarter? What if I told you that most people, and I mean millions, are actually playing the wrong game, not just in business, but in life itself? Look around. Every day, the majority of people make decisions based on one of three things: habit, emotion, or short-term gain. They wake up, they rush through their routines, they check off their to-do lists, and they deal with problems only as they arise. They are constantly running in response mode, reacting to the world. They are fundamentally not strategizing. The true difference maker. But now, think about the most successful, influential, and powerful individuals you know. They do something radically different. They think strategically. They don't just respond to the world around them, they shape it. The difference between those who struggle and those who consistently thrive isn't higher intelligence, pure luck, or even how many hours they clock in. It is the core ability to see patterns, anticipate challenges, and position themselves for success before anyone else even realizes what's happening. Strategic thinking is the ultimate skill that allows you to predict outcomes, outmaneuver obstacles, and create opportunities where none seem to exist. It turns you from a chess piece being moved into the grand master moving the pieces. And here is the most empowering part. Strategic thinking is not a secret gift reserved for billionaires or world leaders. It's a powerful skill that you can learn, sharpen, and use to gain a serious, undeniable advantage in every area of your life. The human brain is naturally wired to spot patterns. We're going to harness that natural ability and elevate it into a conscious, decisive tool. A strategist doesn't just ask, "What is my immediate next step?" They ask, "What does winning look like in 5 years, and what must I do today to guarantee it?" This shift in thinking, from reaction to proactive strategy, is the foundational step. It changes your whole approach, allowing you to stop being a passive player in life and become the powerful architect of your own destiny. Part 2. The core pillars of mastery: anticipation and problem solving. Mastering the art of anticipation. If Part 1 was about making the mental shift, Part 2 is about acquiring the first great tool of the strategist: mastering anticipation. Forget mere guessing. The strategic mind doesn't guess, it calculates. It reads the environment, identifies patterns, and sees the future not as a surprise event, but as a solvable equation. You must learn to look beyond the immediate horizon and prepare for scenarios that others haven't even conceived of yet. This level of foresight is about asking the right what-if questions. It means mapping out the likely moves of your competition, anticipating shifts in the market, or understanding the long-term consequences of today's small decisions. It's the difference between being blindsided by a major change and being the only one prepared to capitalize on it. Here's how you build this foresight. 1. Systematic observation. Stop looking at data in isolation. Look for connections, trends, and recurring cycles. Where has this happened before? What were the root causes? 2. Scenario planning. Don't just plan for your desired outcome.
Plan for the worst case, the best case, and the most likely case scenarios. By preparing for multiple futures, you make your present plan significantly more robust. 3. Reverse engineering. Start with the desired end goal, the win, and work backward. What chain of events must occur to achieve it? This clarifies the critical steps you need to execute today. The strategic approach to problem solving. Most people waste precious energy patching up crises. They deal with a problem and then wait for the next one to emerge. The strategist, on the other hand, approaches challenges with a different goal: to eliminate the source of the problem entirely. Strategic problem solving is not about treating symptoms, it's about dismantling the system that created the problem in the first place. Imagine your goal is to build a successful career. The reactive person deals with one stressful deadline after another. The strategist asks, what systemic flaws in my workflow, my team structure, or my time management are causing these crises? They then fix the system, not just the single instance of the problem. This is the ultimate strategic question. How do you make the problem irrelevant? Do you need to innovate your product so the competitor's challenge becomes obsolete? Do you need to simplify your process so the opportunity for error is removed? Do you need to empower your team so you are no longer the single bottleneck? By focusing on anticipation and systemic solutions, you are not just overcoming challenges, you are making your entire operation fundamentally stronger and harder to defeat. The strategic mind is a master planner, always operating several moves ahead. In Part 3, we will explore the critical partner skills to anticipation, adaptability, and influence. These are the tools that ensure your flawless plans don't crumble when the unpredictable happens.
Part 3. Adaptability and Influence, the Strategic Superpowers. The necessity of adaptability. In Part 2, we established that the strategist is a master of anticipation. But here is the hard truth. No plan survives first contact with reality. The world is not static. It is constantly shifting. A fixed, rigid plan, no matter how brilliant, is a recipe for catastrophic failure. This is where the second strategic superpower comes into play: adaptability. Adaptability is the ability to be flexible without losing sight of your ultimate long-term goal. It means having an iron will for your destination, but a soft, flexible grip on the path you take to get there. The amateur panics when a plan fails. The strategist pivots. They view unexpected obstacles or environmental changes not as roadblocks, but as new pieces of information that demand a more creative solution. To cultivate strategic adaptability, you must diversify your options. Never commit 100% to a single course of action. Always keep backup paths and alternative resources ready. This is your insurance policy against the unpredictable. Embrace feedback loops. Successful strategy requires continuous adjustment. You must actively seek out data, analyze failures immediately, and integrate those learnings into your next move. Decouple ego from strategy. The inability to adapt often comes from an emotional attachment to the original idea. The true strategist cares only about the outcome, not about being right. Be willing to scrap your favorite idea if the evidence shows a better way. The strategic art of influence. The final crucial pillar of strategic thinking in this section is influence. Many people think of strategy as a solitary pursuit, a brilliant mind planning in isolation. But true strategic impact requires the successful coordination of others. Strategic influence is not about crude manipulation or temporary coercion. It is about building systems, empowering people, and creating a movement where your ideas naturally spread and gain traction. The goal is to make people want to follow your vision rather than have to. This is how a strategist builds lasting influence. 1. Clarity of vision.
Your vision must be so clear, compelling, and powerful that it automatically motivates others. If you cannot articulate your long-term goals simply, you cannot expect others to commit to it. Empowerment over control. The strategist delegates responsibility, not just tasks. By empowering others, you multiply your strategic capability. You turn one brain into a network of smart, motivated thinkers. Leading by example. Your actions are the strongest form of influence. Consistency, integrity, and a willingness to tackle the hardest problems are the strategic moves that secure loyalty and commitment. The strategist doesn't just win battles, they win hearts and minds. By combining anticipation, knowing what's coming, with adaptability, adjusting when it changes, and influence, bringing others along, you achieve a level of mastery that few ever attain. In our final part, Part 4, we will synthesize these ideas and talk about the ultimate measure of the strategist, legacy.
Part 4. The strategic legacy. Thinking bigger than yourself. The challenge to think bolder. Throughout this journey, we have defined the strategic mind. It is a mind that moves from reacting to shaping, that masters anticipation to solve problems at their root, and utilizes adaptability and influence to manage chaos and mobilize others. But the final measure of the strategist is something far grander than personal success or tactical victory. It is about legacy. Many people confine their ambitions to what seems immediately achievable. They chase titles, quarterly gains, or fleeting fame. They never dare to consider the full, transformative scale of their potential. The true strategic thinker challenges their own mental limitations. They push beyond conventional boundaries because they understand that their decisions today will create ripple effects for years to come. They ask themselves, what if I could do something truly transformative in my field? What if my ideas, actions, and influence could create a beneficial ripple effect that changes the lives of generations to come? How can I redefine the rules of my industry or even my era? They dare to think bigger, act bolder, and leave behind something far greater than personal success. The ultimate measure of strategy. At the end of the day, the measure of strategic thinking is not just in the victories won or the intelligent moves made. It is in the impact left behind. It is measured by the systems built that continue to function and create value long after you step away. The people empowered and raised up to carry the vision forward. The world improved because you dared to intervene with a strategy instead of merely watching. True strategic thinkers do not just navigate life skillfully, they shape it, redefine it, and create a lasting influence that continues long after they are gone. Your final challenge, conclusion, and CTA. As you reflect on everything covered, from mastering the shift from reaction to strategy, to wielding anticipation, adaptability, and influence, the question is no longer whether you can think strategically, it is what you will do with that ability now that you have it. The world is shaped by those who dare to think ahead, act decisively, and leave behind something greater than themselves. You now possess the blueprint for their success. The only question that remains is, what will your strategic legacy be? This is your moment to stop playing the wrong game and start strategizing your life. If this 4-part series has helped you shift your perspective, then you know what to do. First, give this video a like and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. And most importantly, subscribe to the channel right now. Turn on those notifications. The journey to strategic mastery is continuous, and we're here to give you the tools for every step. Now take action. What will your first strategic move be? Let me know in the comments below. And thanks for watching.